You're with us for a focused conversation today, brought to you by ProTax Accountant, a leading name here in the UK. We're cutting straight to the chase. What you need to know about filing your confirmation statement annual return with Companies House?
Exactly. For anyone running a, private limited company or an LLP in the UK, this is a non-negotiable part of keeping things running smoothly and, well, legally.
Right.
Think of it as your company's annual confirmation to Companies House that their records are accurate. It's been the standard procedure since June 2016, replacing the old AR01.
The old annual return, yeah. And it applies to pretty much everyone, right? I mean, it's not just for the big players or actively trading companies.
Absolutely. Every UK limited company and LLP has to do this, even if they aren't actively trading dormant companies too.
Wow.
Yeah, there are over, 4.3 million registered companies in the UK now, so you can see the scale of this. It's a really widespread requirement.
Which makes sense because the consequences of, well, not doing it sound pretty serious. They really can be. We're talking potential fines. And in the worst case scenario, your company could even be struck off the register.
Struck off. What does that actually mean in practice?
It means the company legally ceases to exist. And that has a massive knock-on effect on everything. Your bank accounts can be frozen, you can't trade, assets could become crown property. It's messy.
Oof. Okay. Now, for anyone listening, it's really crucial to understand this isn't about your company's tax obligations or how profitable you are, is it?
No, not at all. That's a separate conversation entirely. With each MRC, this company's house filing is purely about the fundamental information they hold about your business being correct and up to date.
So things like what specifically?
Well, your registered office address, who the directors are, details about shareholders if you have them, who the people with significant control are, the PSCs, and even the specific industry code, the SIC code. That describes what your business actually does.
And that info is public, right?
Yes, that's an important point. It's on the public record, allows anyone, potential clients, suppliers, lenders, to look up the basic verified details of your company.
So if it's wrong, it doesn't look great.
Exactly. It can erode trust and, frankly, cause practical problems down the line.
Yeah, we even heard about that retailer in London last year who missed their filing, got struck off, bank account frozen.
Right, and I think they had a tax refund held up because of it. Couple of grand, wasn't it?
Yeah, something like that. It really brings home how something that might seem like, just admin can have a big real-world impact.
It really does. It's fundamentally about maintaining the legal standing, the legitimacy of your company. If your details aren't accurate with the official registrar, it can create this domino effect. It really is in your own best interest to get it right.
Okay, so let's dig into the specifics of what information you actually need to confirm. You've touched on a few things, but let's be crystal clear for everyone. The registered office address, that's key, yeah.
Absolutely key. That's the official address where Companies House and others will send formal communications. If that's wrong, you could miss crucial legal notices, statutory demands.
Yeah.
Yeah, not good.
Right. And then the directors? And secretaries, if the company has one.
Precisely. You need to make sure all the appointed directors' names and their details held by Companies House are current. Same for the company secretary, if you still have one. It's not mandatory for private companies anymore, but if you do, their details need checking too.
And if someone leaves or joins.
You need to have already notified Companies House of that change separately before you file the confirmation statement. The statement just confirms the information they should already hold is correct as of the confirmation date.
Got it. Okay, what about shares? For limited companies with share capital.
Yeah, you'll need to confirm the shareholder details, who owns the shares, and the statement of capital. This needs to accurately reflect the current ownership structure and the shares issued. Again, if shares have changed hands during the year, that transaction should have been recorded properly and updated.
And those PSCs you mentioned, people with significant control. That still feels relatively new to some people, maybe.
Well, it's been a requirement for a good few years now, since 2016, actually, same time the confirmation statement came in. But yes, identifying your PSCs is vital. These are the individuals who ultimately own or control your company.
And there are specific criteria for who qualifies as a PSC.
Yes, based on share ownership, voting rights, or the right to appoint or remove directors, or otherwise exercise significant influence or control. It's crucial to ensure this information is accurate and up to date. Getting this wrong can lead to penalties.
Okay. And the SIC code, that 5-digit number.
The Standard Industrial Classification Code, yeah. It tells everyone what your main business activity is. It might seem minor, but having the correct code is important for government statistics, and sometimes it can affect things like, say, your eligibility for certain industry-specific grants or even insurance premiums sometimes.
Right. Now, you mentioned some recent updates since March 2024.
Yeah, two important ones under the new Economic Crime and Corporate Transparency Act. First, you now need to make a positive statement confirming that your company's intended future activities are lawful.
So just a declaration.
Essentially, yes.
Yeah.
It's a straightforward declaration, ticked a box on the form usually, but it's a new legal requirement. You're confirming the company isn't being set up or used for unlawful purposes.
Okay. And the second change?
Is the need to provide a registered email address for your company. This is new.
Is that public info too?
No. This specific email address won't be visible on the public register, but Companies House will use it as a primary way to contact the company with important updates, reminders, that sort of thing. So, crucially, it needs to be an email address that's actually monitored regularly.
Makes sense. Okay, so timing. When does all this need to happen?
So your review period is every 12 months. It usually starts either from the date your company was incorporated or from the date you filed your last confirmation statement.
And you have to file on that exact anniversary date.
No, you have a 14-day window after the end of that 12-month review period to actually get your statement filed with Companies House.
So if my review period ends on June 30th, I have until July 14th to file.
Exactly. Don't miss that 14-day deadline. It's worth marking it in your calendar well in advance.
Good tip. Can you file it earlier, though, if, say, nothing's changed and you just want it done?
Yes, you absolutely can. You can file your confirmation statement at any point during the review period. If you do file it early, say after 9 months, that just resets the clock. Your next 12-month review period will start from that earlier filing date. Can be a good way to get it off your plate, as you say.
And what about the cost? Is it expensive?
Filing online is definitely the most cost-effective and quickest way. It's currently $34 to do it via the Companies House web service.
34 orders online. What if you really want to do it on paper?
You can, using the paper form, the CSO1, but it costs significantly more. It's 62 turters currently. Plus, it takes much longer for them to process paper forms. So online is really the way to go unless there's a very specific reason not to.
Okay, so $34 online. To do that, you'll need to use the Companies House online filing service, right?
Correct. You'll need to have a Companies House account set up, easy enough to do on their website if you haven't got one. And then you'll need your company registration number and, crucially, the company's authentication code.
Ah, the authentication code. That's the 6-character code they send out, isn't it?
That's the one. Usually sent to the registered office address when the company is formed. You need to keep that safe. If you've lost it or forgotten it, you can request for it to be resent via the Companies House website, but allow time for that.
Right. Don't leave trying to find that code until the last minute of the 14 days.
Definitely not. Okay, and one really key thing to remember, we touched on this, is that the confirmation statement is just that. A confirmation of the information held at that specific point in time, meaning if any of the core details about your company have actually changed during the year, like a director resigned, you appointed a new one, you changed your registered office, updated your PSC information, or need to register that new email address we mentioned, you need to update those separately with Companies House before you file your confirmation statement.
Ah, okay. So you don't update the director's address within the confirmation statement itself.
No. There are specific online forms or processes for notifying Companies House of those individual changes as and when they happen, or shortly after. You file, say, an AP01 form to appoint a director, or a CH01 to change their details, or an AD01 to change the registered office. You do that first, let Companies House process it, and then you file the confirmation statement to confirm the new, correct information is now on record.
That makes sense. Get the records updated first, then confirm them.
Precisely. Trying to bundle changes into the confirmation statement itself isn't the right procedure and can cause delays or rejection.
Okay, so just to sort of wrap up the main points here, this annual confirmation statement, it's a really important legally required part of keeping your UK limited company or LLP in good standing with Companies House.
Absolutely. It's all about making sure the official public record of your business is accurate and current. Not doing it can lead to fines or even the company being dissolved.
And we've covered what it is replacing the old annual return, why it matters for your company's legal status, and the key bits of info you need to check and confirm: registered address,
Director and secretary details, shareholder and share capital info for limited companies, your PSCs, people with significant control, and your SIC code describing your business activity.
plus those 2 new things since March 2024. The declaration about intended lawful future activities.
And providing that registered email address for Companies House communications.
Remember the deadline. File within 14 days of your 12-month review period ending. And the cost 34 online is much better value than 62.2 by post.
And you'll need that company's house online account, your company number, and that authentication code handy to file online.
And crucially, as you just stressed, update any changes to directors, PSCs, addresses, etc. before you file the confirmation statement itself. Use the separate correct forms for those updates first.
Get those updates in, then confirm. Makes the whole process much smoother and ensures everything is accurate.
So look, if you, as a business owner or director listening to this, are feeling a bit unsure about any of this, or maybe you just want the peace of mind of having an expert handle it, or you have questions about your specific situation,
Then getting in touch with the team at ProTax Accountant is a really good idea. They arranged this chat today, and they deal with this stuff day in, day out.
yeah, they have a really deep understanding of all these companies' house requirements and can give you tailored guidance, help you navigate the filing process, or even handle it for you to make sure you're meeting all your obligations correctly and on time.
Definitely worth considering if you want to take that particular task off your plate and ensure it's done right.